So as one of the lead artists here, kind of helping with the structure and organizing how everyone else is participating in the mural, I'd like to know how you got involved and how what inspired you to get into art and mural painting?
Cool. So many questions in one. Okay, let's start from the beginning. How I got involved in art is a really interesting pathway that I had. One of the things that happened in my life is that growing up in Mexico City, I didn't have the resources to go to murals to museums and galleries, right? So that started to be a limitation for me. And I got involved with graffiti. I saw graffiti everywhere on the streets of Mexico City, and it's the only access that I have to art. So it's stuff that I knew for a while, and that's how I did from 12 to 20 years. So I did a lot of art like that. That's how I got into art. Now you also asked me what got me inspired to do this mural. How I got to this mural. So I was invited, Christopher and a city studio to be part of it. I went to San Francisco Art Institute, so we know each other as a community, and they proposed that to me if I would be happy to join them, and I did happily.
Oh, you went over the line? All right, that's okay for right now. Okay.
You guys are fired. I'm kidding. And I got involved because mural making for me has been a really important part of it. I did big murals with a spray paint in Mexico, and I did it here too. And in 2009, I was the main assistant of one of my professors in downtown San Jose, and that was my first solid job. It was 138 foot long by 19 tall. So it was a big production, and I fell in love with the involvement of the community, also the involvement of the thinking process, and how much impact you make in the community when you beautify the space.
And so I love how you touch on how transformative art can be, and that sense of community that is shared with everyone with art. And so what would you say that you hope the kids here or anyone else involved, what do you hope that they experience from this project?
I remember when I started to learn, everyone is different, right? But my personal interest always was painting and drawing, and I always was asking questions, and not too many times I have the opportunity to collaborate, right? Every single person that is participating right now, even the little ones, all the way back there, you don't know how much powerful this can be for them in the future, right? And how important it is for them, because two things happen. You are making something for others, and to me, being part of the community is what you give to the community, not what you take from the community. And this is one of the things. The other is collaboration, Understand the person who is working with you, next to you, learn how to talk, and I think recover that basic skills of communication, not just verbally, but also, pictorially, through images. So I think for me, that will be one of the things. And the stuff that I got really hot is for them to take ownership of what they do, right? And it doesn't matter if it's one brush mark, you make something for others. You make something that it stays there for longer than you stay. You make a mark and then you go home, but the mark exists and you keep going, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, really, really beautifully said.
Getting interviewed? Oh.
Hi guys, hi.
What are you most excited for, other than that sort of growth within the children and teens involved? What are you looking forward to for the continuation of the project?
The end result, which is still a question mark, right? I think part of the process and the beauty of this is that something that you guys are seeing over here, probably through the images or through the video and photographs, is that the end result of probably 1 or 2 months behind the scenes, right? Thinking process, organization, how to utilize the space, make the design to scale 1 inch to 1 foot to make sure that we have a cool composition that everyone can, can enjoy, from the little ones to a tall person like me, even though I'm not that tall, but but what I really hope is that everyone can have a moment of peace and enjoyment, reflection every time they see it, and hopefully they can find something new every time they can pass by. And when someone new came to this place, they also have something to take with them, a little bit of color, a little bit of words, a little bit of thinking, which is what I hope, hopefully at the end.
Yeah, and to backtrack a little bit, could you tell me more about the art you do professionally and what motivates you to create?
Wow, that's a deep questions. I need a coffee now. I'm really motivated by human emotions. I'm really motivated by people in general. I'm really motivated for, who we are as a society, and sometimes what we lack and what we have. My personal work has been, growing, at the same time transforming, but always with the same values. I'm from Mexico City, as I told you. The immigration issues that happen psychologically and socially when I moved to the United States motivate me in a different way. At the same time, I love nature, I love light, I love color, because that speaks to everyone. So I'm in the journey to combine all these two things, right? I love representational art. The things look to things. And it's because it's like magic to me, when you have an empty wall like this, and soon enough you start to have, fishes or flowers or a well that you can identify as a well. People start to get more relate to it in a way. So for me, it's really important in that way. And that's what motivates me, right? I use figurative work in my paintings, in my everyday paintings. Nature, light, color, and I'm a lover of experimentation. I experiment with tools and materials every time because I'm not just looking for my pictorial language. I also looking for a visual language that people can identify with the materials.
So you talked a lot about how representation and, as you said it, magic in art and, all those values coming together and seeing, that sort of final product and seeing how people relate to it. Would you say that this sense of purpose and what you value in art is something that you've tried to incorporate into the mural here?
Yes. And I think was a little bit of the thinking process. You say representation, right? So we try to really get a little bit of we work with the community too. We ask questions with the community how they will love to see themselves in a mural, right? And that was a really good way to have an idea what we want to put on it. Let me just back up a little bit and answer you with this question, something that you asked me before about how I got involved to mural making. And one of the things that to me in my research about mural making is that mural making is for the community. And you have to really involve the community because at the end of the day, it's the people who is going to enjoy this every single day, right? So if I paint something that I like, it might be something that no one likes. But when you are painting a mural, public space, you have to be conscious of who will see this. So the decisions to include a little bit of the voices of the community with the elements that we choose to represent the city, to represent different races and ideas and vision of how they see themselves art plans over here. So yeah, representation is a thing. Everyone has to be at least identified with a little bit of it, So I hope that answered the question.
Oh, it's incredible. And I guess my last question is there anything else you'd like to add?
Is that no more questions? That's it? Well, I'm really happy to be part of this project, definitely. I'm working in another project in the South Bay right now, also with the community. And what I'm loving the most to actually be working in this project and the other project is that people is seeking for art right now. And what a beautiful way to get together as a community, to unify, to really respect each other, and it's with art, and that's actually something that I really love, and I hope this is the seed for many other projects, and keep this going, because as a city, as a state, as a nation, and globally, we need that right now. That we'll like to say at the end, and yeah, that's it.
Wow.